The much-awaited Indian men's cricket squad for the T20 World Cup has been announced. After all, the noise surrounding the big reveal. The big announcement was made with a bit of a quietness in a press release sent in the afternoon, showing there weren't too many debates and back and forth, at least on the day. That largely this was a unanimous call and they saw eye to eye on various key talking points. So there are quite a few takeaways from that announcement. Before we get to it, here's a look at the 15-man squad, those who made it. They will be on that flight to take on the world in a month from now at the USA and West Indies. So what are the large talking points? First up, I have to say that there has been some mixed signals when it comes to picking the squad. Certain decisions have been made, keeping the pedigree, the experience and the weight that this particular brings to the equation and the table. And then there are a few picks still that show some level of recency bias. I'll get to those in just a bit. Let's start at the top. Rohit Sharma is captain. No surprises there. After the secretary of the BCCI announced him as captain some months ago, there was going to be something awfully wrong to go down for that not to happen or carry forward. But the next one is the biggie, Hardik Pandya as vice captain. He will be a support cast, provide that assistance to Rohit Sharma, who he in fact displaced and replaced in the Mumbai franchise at the IPL. An interesting development there. So clearly, they have not seen what has happened at the Premier League because Hardik has been at patchy form. He has not bowled too many overs as well, and his batting has not had too many wow moments to write home about. So what the board is in fact saying here are two things. They have faith in his abilities regardless of what has gone down over the last few weeks. And they believe that he will repose that faith that they are showing on him. Super bold and clear, calm selection here, if you ask me. It is easy to get taken in and taken away by all the noise, but a very calm and composed call by the selection committee to give him that responsibility and get him into that squad. Let's look at the other picks when it comes to the batting. Who is in? Virat Kohli, no surprises again. When you have Rohit Sharma there helming affairs, there is little to no way that you can't pick a Virat Kohli, especially after he's had some good, serious knocks in the IPL. And this, in fact, could be one of the last World Cups that the two play together. In fact, he even sent out a bit of a strong message to all his critics after that last game that Bengaluru won over the weekend.
I think all the people who talk about strike rates and me not playing spin well are the ones who love talking about this stuff. But for me, it's about winning the game for the team. And there is a reason you have done this for 15 years. You have won games for your team. And I'm not quite sure if you have not been in that situation yourself to sit and speak about the game from a box.
Sharp words there, and obviously the board thinks so too. They're siding with him on this one. Yashasvi Jaiswal, the youngster, makes it to the squad. He's a brilliant talent, and at the top of the order, he's probably that one big hitter who can strike and strike big, what the T20 format demands now. The most interesting thing to see, though, would be who comes out to bat alongside Rohit Sharma, because he's opening for sure. I would want to see Jaiswal there. He's an impact player and he can easily put the pressure right back on the opposition bowlers. He's fearless and plays the most intense brand of T20 cricket that we see right now as the game has evolved. His inclusion has obviously meant the reserves for Shubman Gill, understandably so. Who else makes it then on the basis of faith and pedigree? Ravindra Jadeja. He's had a very quiet IPL when it comes to the performance with the bat in particular, something you do not expect given you are in as an all-rounder. The board, though, feels Jadeja is a big match player and he will come good when the chips are down. What about the big hits and misses? I'm most thrilled and ecstatic to see the return of two men who've been instrumental in their team's success in IPL, yes, and also in India colours in the past, Sanju, Samson and Yuzvendra, Chahal. The board has made a very heartening call here to bring them both back. That means Chahal edges out Ravi Bishnoi, who would have come close, and given the way he has been bowling, that would have been a bit of a discussion there. And of course, Rahul has been edged out. Sanju pushing him out. It has to do with the position that the two are batting at when it comes to the IPL. Sanju Samson performing at in the middle order, giving the selectors more option, a sense of flexibility if he does get a go into the playing 11. Rahul has been opening for Lucknow and no doubt he's been doing well in that role, but it's a role that is chock-a-block right now with too many opening options that is in that squad that's already been picked. The best part was that last game when Rajasthan beat Lucknow, and the man to score the winning runs for Rajasthan was Sanju Samson, who scored a fiery, fast-paced half-century and let out a massive roar as he did so. We literally don't see him wearing his emotions and showing it out so explicitly, prompting everyone to think, what more did Sanju Samson need to do, and has he done enough to seal that spot for the World Cup as a backup keeper bat? Which he clearly has. And cricket expert Sanjay Manjrekar said exactly this when we spoke to him just last week as we were building up to what the possible World Cup squad would look like, that he wished the selectors would not forget Sanju Samson and Chahal in particular.
That is Sanju Samson with his consistency, maturity, and when he's playing and he's on song, India need that kind of a player in their T20 team. And Chahal, I think very rarely do you see somebody holding the purple cap. That's the number of wickets, that's quantity of wickets, but with it, the quality of wickets that he's taken as well. So he's another guy who should be in contention for the spinner spot.
Looking at the whole squad, who are the other predictable and notable selections? Suryakumar Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, Kuldeep Yadav and Mohammad Siraj. They believe in what these players bring to the table, despite a few of them having a rather quiet last few weeks. But the big hit that indicates a bit of recency bias has to be the selection of Shivam Dube, the massive six-hitter who's had a phenomenal turnaround in Chennai Super Kings. And that's nudged out someone like a Rinku Singh, a Tilak Verma and few others who've been on the fringe for this slot. Because although Dube is an all-rounder, he has not bowled at all in this league, obviously given the impact player rule, but the board believes he has shown great promise and he must feature in their plans. Now I've saved the big one for the last, Rishabh Pant. How heartening a sight it will be to see him play a World Cup. He's earned that place after coming back from a near-death car crash to come back into the Premier League as captain, batter and wicket-keeper. Sure, he started slow and looked a bit patchy, but what a climb it has been, and he's steadily only looked better than his last performance consistently. So largely a big tick from me for the selection. There are parts where they have gone for the predictable, but they have rewarded merit and grit where it's mattered. There have been a few bold calls here, and here's hoping that the squad that they've picked will play just as bold when it comes to the tournament.